to save it. Okay, awesome. All right, we've got 28 people. I've started the recording so we can pass this on to people who are not able to join. But happy Sunday afternoon, evening. I hope you guys are doing awesome. Super excited. We've got all kinds of exciting things going on this summer, as you guys know, and we've gotten really creative with what we're going to do moving forward. Those of you who are on the Residual Rockstars group are aware, and really most of you probably participated a couple of, let's say, 2 months ago with a 30-day challenge that we did. And it was massively successful. And so we've decided to join forces with Renee, obviously she's in our upline, and her amazing leadership and her team to do a massive group push for another MidSummer Melt. So the purpose of the call tonight, I know we've posted some videos on what's going on, but the purpose of the call tonight is to really just give you a broad overview of what the timeline looks like, why we're doing it the way we're doing it. And then I also want to open it up to the other leaders on the line, because I'm sure I'm going to miss something. And then open it up to questions. So it shouldn't be more than 30 minutes max, this call, probably less than that. So I know everybody is, I'm cutting into your evening downtime. So got my notes here, so I'm going to get moving. So first of all, just a little bit of a background. We did a 30-day challenge 2 months ago and found that it was incredibly successful to recruit people. The purpose is to recruit a lot of people into one cohort so that they start a 30-day system at the same time. You're familiar with this if you've done the Bedtime Belly Buster Challenge, where people all come on board, purchase their products at a certain amount of time, and then get on board. What's beautiful about this is that people get coached along the same timeline. Everybody's getting funneled in at the same time. They're going to start cleansing around the same time. We've created so many tools from our first 30-day challenge, and I'm going to share some of that with you, that we'll be able to fold back into this one. The one unique thing about how we're going to roll this 30-day challenge out, for those of you who participated in the first one, is that we're not creating a separate Facebook page. So we're not creating a separate page. We're actually going to use the ramp effect. Okay, we're actually going to use that, and I think it's going to work to our advantage, because we've got Renee has like 5,000 people in that group. So whether they're participating or not, they're going to experience and see what we're doing with this 30-day challenge, and they're going to be inspired. People who are just bystanders who are watching are going to be inspired, as well as the people that we funnel into the challenge based off the Blitz that we do. So that brings me to the timeline. And so there's just follow me on this journey of kind of timeline, because there is method to the madness on why we're timing what we're doing when we're doing it. So the goal here is we're going to be doing some social media blitzes building up to the actual challenge. So the social media blitzes really help create engagement and awareness, and we're going to make it completely goof-proof for you. Andrea has already created a layout for you on what the social media blitz is going to look like, with specific topics on every given day. And what we're going to do is we're actually going to fold into the blitz the promotion for the 30-day challenge. What we decided is that we're actually probably going to fold in some of the promotion for the Blitz this week as well as next week, because what we learned with our last 30-day challenge was that when we promoted it in the same week that we tried to cram all the enrollments into, it really condensed the timeline of trying to peak interest, get people on the phone, talk to them, get their enrollments in before the deadline that week. So it was just a fury of activity that was exhausting, and people who came in on the tail end felt like they started too late. So we may fold in 1 or 2 posts this week about the 30-day challenge, and then next week will be, full on focus. But the reason we're doing that is to engage your audience. And to simplify it, we're asking you to do your post on your personal page, but also do the post and ramp effect. It's going to create awareness around nutrition, around fitness, around the before and afters. The posts that we make are going to, there's just going to be a fury of activity that's going to engage people. But we wanted to simplify it for you so you're not posting in a bunch of different pages. You can just post to your personal page, and you can post to to the ramp effect. So what's involved in this 30-day challenge? So the great news is we've created all the tools. So we've got videos to talk to people about what to expect. I've got a video to talk about the value pack and why it's the best pack to start with. We've got coaching already put together for people who've already been on Isagenix, but they want to get started again. We talk about the custom 30-day. So we have a lot of really good advice to get people started and create interest, but then also there's going to be a ton of coaching because people are going to start at the same time. And so we'll be able to introduce some of Renee's really good information around cleansing and what to expect and how you may feel. And people are going through this together. The other thing that made the first 30-day challenge a huge success was we wove in some contests around healthy aging, around weight loss and performance. And people who participated got really, they were heavily involved and engaged and posted a ton of before and after pictures. So it's just extremely inspiring when you have this group of people going through all together. One of the things I'm going to start this week is I'm actually going to do live footage. So I'm going to interview people from our first 30-day challenge who had great success. I'm going to interview them in the ramp effect to talk about how their success in the first 30 days last month and how they felt. And I've got someone to talk about healthy aging. I've got someone to talk about improved athletic performance. And I have someone to talk about weight loss. And who better to talk to your audience than someone who literally just did their first 30 days. So this is, as you're marketing these to these folks on your personal page and you're funneling them into the ramp effect, they're going to get these stories and live interviews from people. And once the live interview is over, it'll just stay posted in there like a live, like Facebook Live. And as people comment, it'll jump back up to the top. So that's some of the stuff, just the kind of the perks. This is a little plug I'm just going to give. I've already given it to my team, but our last big push, many of you hit 1-star, 2-star, and you hadn't quite gotten to manager. You're like a half a consultant away from being at that rank advance. You're going to see your cycles peak tremendously with this funnel of people. If you're really close to being in the director pools, if you're really close to being a manager, if you're really close to being executive, I would get your fanny in action this week and get yourself into those bonus pools, and into those areas of rank advancement so you can actually get the payouts. If you hit 1-star or 2-star, you want to at least be paid as manager so you can get those payouts. Because the cycles are going to happen if you're involved. So timeline. Andrea did a really great job of walking you through this in a video, but I'm going to give you a quick recap. We're going to start with our social media blitz this week, and we have topics posted so you can start. We may weave in, again, a little bit about the 30-day challenge this week. Next week, starting on Monday, is when we're heavily going to recruit. So you'll see in your social media blitz topics, you'll see more frequently that we're going to suggest socializing the 30-day challenge on your personal page. We'll be obnoxious for a week. We were obnoxious for a week a couple months ago, and it worked. We funneled in a ton of people, and nobody defriended me. It's just for a week, and then the challenge will start the following week. So social media blitz starts the 10th. We really start to recruit on the 17th. And then we really start we actually start the challenge on the 24th. And the challenge will be 30 days long from the 24th to the 28th. So people really need to have their products ordered by the 21st, which is the Friday before. So just one other comment I'll make, and then I'm going to turn it over to the other leaders because I'm sure I'm missing stuff, is to think through, because I was doing this today. For those of you who did the 30-day challenge 2 months ago, I hope you saved your list of people who expressed interest, but they didn't pull the trigger, because this is a great opportunity to follow up. I had some people last time say they were interested, and then at the very end, they just weren't quite ready to pull the plug, either from a financial standpoint or like mentally they weren't ready, whatever. So this is your chance to follow up with your fence sitters who didn't actually pull the trigger with the last 30-day challenge. And as a matter of fact, we may even want to post in our 30-day challenge page now, thinking out loud, that we're going to be doing it again. If for anybody who has been following in that page but didn't start, they can start in the new one. So definitely the other thing to think about are your current product users who are avid product users. Don't forget to go down your list and remind them, engage them that what we're about to do, that they probably know one or two people who could benefit from this nutrition, and engage them and let them know that we're having the 30-day challenge. And we'll, Amanda has some really great verbiage on what to send people who are already product users versus who are expired product users versus someone who's brand new. And so we'll dump that in. Your leaders will make sure you have all of that. So it's literally cut and paste, and you kind of personalize it yourself. So I'm going to pause there because 9:13. I know that Renee may want to speak on, before I turn it over to the other leaders. Renee, do you want to speak on this huge opportunity starting next week?
Sure.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, so several of us received a little bit of a heads up about something that is kicking off tomorrow, and we still don't have all the details, but the details we do have, we can share. And it's really, really exciting. Those of you on the call are going to be the first to know. No one else knows about this yet. It's going to start spreading like wildfire all throughout Isagenix this evening, because the emails literally went out within an hour. And the first really fired up thing is that starting tomorrow, we have free enrollment for new customers of 150 BV or more. So if you guys know what I know, you know that it doesn't get better than free enrollment. That's the largest $29 discount that Isagenix offers. So you want to take advantage of that and capitalize on that in following up with all these people that Melissa mentioned, putting yourself out there this week, making sure that we are making people aware of the fact that we're going to be starting this within the 2 weeks, so that we can go ahead and get people started, get their products. Even if they're not ready to start right now, you want them to go ahead and order right now. So that this way they're ready to go, or they can get a little bit of a head start. There's nothing wrong with a head start. Now, the reason why this is so important is backdated to July 1st, Isagenix is launching their championship contest. And what it is it's a cruise, very similar to our what we call derby style challenges that we've had in the past. Some of you are familiar with this. As you all know, in 2014, I was an ISA Derby finalist, top 10 in the start group, which is the 18 to 35 demographic, which I've unfortunately aged out of. And I won a trip to St. Thomas. And then we've got Christine Manukin on our team. She was one of our Welcome Home Challenge finalists, and she was flown out to corporate. I want to say, was it last year or the year before last? And everything's a blur because I had a baby. And guys, this is where it's at. We want to ensure someone or some team from this larger team qualifies and goes on this. So we don't know the details yet. We just know that you want to start forming teams of 6. We don't know if there's specific rank advancements as part of your team. We don't know if rank advancement is even involved in the criteria. Typically, there's challenges, there's points involved. It's so fun, and it gets everybody just working together and rallying. And they're also going to have weekly bonuses associated with your activity as it relates to the growth of your business. So super duper exciting stuff. So first and foremost, free enrollment this week. So what does that mean for all of you? Keep your foot on the gas. Don't let up. I know many of you are returning back from 4th of July vacations, or might be headed out on vacations. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. But don't forget about all of the people that have expressed interest and or that are on your list that you want to follow up with to be able to share this opportunity with them. This is likely going to be the last promotion before celebration, with the exception of maybe a shake release. My child is screaming from his bedroom. So I think that's it, but this is so exciting, guys. These challenges, these team contests, the opportunity is going to be huge. There's going to be I think it says top 50 teams and top 25 qualifiers are all going to go on this cruise. It's a Royal Caribbean cruise. So this is your time. And the contest goes all the way through the end of this year. So all the points accumulated from July 1st to December 31st will qualify. All right, so I've taken up enough time. Moving on to the next rock star who wants to share.
Awesome. Thank you, Renee. I'll open it up to any of the other leaders on the call. Jen, Andrea, do you guys what did I miss?
Yeah, hey, I was just going to elaborate on a little bit on the social media blitz part. I think that the thing that people need to recognize or realize with this social media blitz is that we do want to be a little more intentional and obvious about posting about Isagenix. You know, a lot of times with our blitzes, we avoid that, but I think with this one, we really want to, there's two things you should really focus on. One, it should be giving a story, right? Because we know that facts tell, but stories sell. So the more you can share your story or somebody that you know, their story to your public page, the better. And then also really thinking about educating your audience. And you have a value to give to your audience, and that value is that you can educate them. So be thinking of things that you would like to tell people about. What can you tell them about whey protein? What can you tell them about adaptogens? What can you tell them about residual income? You know, all of these things that we know that we're passionate about and that are serving our health. Sorry, my baby has the hiccups right now. You know, use that to educate your audience and do something every single day. And use those hashtags, use MidSummer Melt, and use the hashtags that I put on our Residual Rockstar page, because hashtags, you can find, it's easy to find posts based on hashtags. So you can search hashtags, and then you can go and support your teammates, and you can see what other people are posting as well and get ideas and go from there. So we really, I think, and like Melissa alluded to, and we've said it a few times, it's gonna feel a little obnoxious to us, but it's going to make an impact, and people are going to pay attention to you. If you're doing it Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, they may ask you by Saturday, because they're going to be like, all right, what are you doing? The other thing too is you don't have to post every single one of your posts to Ramp. The idea with posting to Ramp is really to educate. So if you have a great article or a great workout tip or even a great flavor, you know, a great shake that you made that may be a little unique, post those types of things to Ramp, but don't post, you know, that you went to dinner with your husband on Ramp, obviously. I don't think that has to be said. But the idea, too, is we want to empower you guys to be posting to Ramp. I know Renee definitely wants more of us posting. It's your page, too. You have prospects on there, so every time you post in Ramp, your prospects are going to see that. So make that your page. Give us more variety. Get more people posting. And I think that's all I wanted to make sure that I covered.
Awesome. Thank you. And Andrea, just to reiterate to the group, for Residual Rockstars, anyway, she has put all the topics on one picture. And in our previous 30-day challenge, we pinned it to the top the night before. And I know for some of you, especially that work full-time, it's still kind of difficult to plan all of your posts. Andrea's made it completely goof-proof for you. You can go into our page tonight and save that photo to your photos and have it for reference for the rest of the week. So you could literally plan your post after we get off the call tonight for the rest of the week if you really wanted to, or whenever you have a gap in your day tomorrow. So that should help with planning and engagement with that. And Renee, I'm not sure where you're posting your topics, maybe on your leaders thread or something?
Yeah, I have this. So Amanda's thread is, the Residual Rockstars is both her legs. I have a page that's formerly, if you guys remember, those of you who've been around a while, it used to be our business page. When we merged to Make Your Mark, I resurrected it. And so it's everybody with the exception of Amanda down. So
Okay.
it's my whole team, both sides.
Perfect.
So it's the same exact page as what Amanda does. Same similar content.
Perfect. Okay. And what's that page called?
Everything is duplicated on there, and it's represented by those that are going to be the administrators that are also helping support this whole challenge.
Okay. Awesome. Alyssa, it looks like your hand is raised. Would you like to speak, or was that like a malfunction? I don't know.
Who?
Alyssa, I'm seeing that her hand is raised. She must have accidentally hit it, or maybe a baby did.
Wait, can you hear me?
Yep.
Oh, okay. No, that wasn't an accident.
Oh, I'm learning technology. Okay, good.
No, it wasn't an accident. So yeah, I just wanted to say, like, to anybody who is just kind of dipping their toes in or whatever, more of the sort of rah-rah cheerleader side of things, like, man, people love challenges. Like, don't ever underestimate how much people love challenges, because if people haven't reached out to you about this before, when they see the word challenge, now this isn't what we love, but when they see the word challenge, they think short term. They think, I can do this short term. And what we hope happens, and what tends to happen, is that they fall in love with the products. They have great results, so they keep going. So don't think that just because maybe somebody hasn't reached out to you in a while, or whatever the case may be, that they would be totally turned off to the idea of a challenge, because that's just not true. Mm-hmm. And like you were saying, Melissa, with the massive success of the last challenge, I mean, your entire business could change with this challenge.
Yeah.
Just in the way of reaching out. I mean, cycles go crazy. It's absolute insanity. And just the planets are aligning with the free enrollment this week. So it's a great time. Like, please don't be timid about this and capitalize, because this is only going to help. It's going to shoot you forward. If you've been waiting for your sign, this is it. So
absolutely. No, and it's a good point that I always tell my team when we do big pushes like this. Rising tides raise all ships. Every single one of you on this call is on someone's team leg. You're sharing volume with someone. And when you push together, miracles happen. You can literally double your business center in 1 week. And the following month, that same week that comes around, you're going to have a spike week. And that's kind of how we're building right now. My team knows every month there's a week where we push and we just build and we build and we build. And when you do it all together, it's amazing. And so I'll take you back to, if you're on the cusp of manager, or if you're on the cusp of director, and you want to grab the bull by the horns, guys, I'm telling you, get to that rank advancement this week. Get yourself there, so that as the masses are enrolled next week and your cycles go through the roof, you get compensated for it in the right place. If you hit 1 star for the first time, it's awesome to hit 1 star, but it's even better when you hit 1 star as manager above, because you get some cash. You don't just get the title, right? So I just can't say that enough. This push is all about you guys. This is about the synergy between the team, getting you guys to rank advance, to grow your business centers, and make a big push in the summertime before we head back to the school year. Jen, your hand is raised.
I didn't even know you could raise a hand until she just did it. So the only other thing I was going to add, everything's pretty much covered. And I totally agree with everything she just said. I mean, it's crazy what this did for momentum on all of our teams last time we did it. But in addition to giving you guys verbiage on how to reach out, we're also going to give you guys graphics you can use for your posts when it comes to pushing this 30-day challenge. So that's coming soon too. And then the only other thing I wanted to add was, what's so great about this, and I know you kind of already touched on this, is that they're not only, being funneled into a group, but they're being coached by the whole team. Mm-hmm. And while that's amazing, you still want to be diligent to do those weekly check-ins with those people, because even though they won't necessarily need the same hand-holding, because they're getting coached and they're getting support from like literally the entire group of people, because different people are going to be posting different days, different topics, different tips, and obviously just like right now on Ramp, when people post a question, anybody can answer. You still want to be there to do that weekly support. So I just wanted to add that in.
Absolutely. So true. So true. Yeah. One thing I think that can't be missed is when people express interest over the next 2 weeks, don't just throw them on the page and try to like virtually communicate with them and get their pack ordered. Well, maybe you should take guidance from your leader, but my guidance with my team, we're going to post information about the different packs and people can choose. We're not going to put pricing on there, but the guidance I've given my team is treat them just like you would any other prospect. If people express an interest, get them on the freaking phone. Talk to them about their health and wellness goals and start at least with the value pack and the pace setter. You may want to start with the ultimate pack. I don't know. But get them on the phone. It's going to be worth it versus funneling people. I know everybody's busy, but we've got 2 weeks to recruit. Try to find time to get on the phone with them. The phone call may not be as long. We used my YouTube video on the 30-day challenge that really talks about the pillars of Isagenix and had prospects watch that first so that then when you did get on the phone with them, it was a quicker phone call. But I guess my point is don't just assume that your people who express interest, you're going to be able to funnel them in. They're going to learn on their own, and then they're going to just reach out to you for a pack. You have to treat them just like you do today, a prospect that reaches out to you. They're just getting extra TLC because they're going to be with a whole group that's going to be doing it together. That's my advice to my team anyway, because I think it creates better retainment. It creates more value packs. If you leave them out there floundering, they're gonna start with a 30-day. If you connect with them and really talk about the value of the value pack and reasons why based on what you learned about their health and wellness goals, you're going to be more successful. So what questions do you guys have? I know it's almost 9:30, so I wanted to open it up if there's just like, unanswered questions for the group. No? We must have been pretty clear. Or clear as mud. No questions because people are completely confused. I'll just close with saying that the push that we did 2 months ago was brilliant, and it was huge and it was massive, and we made it goof proof because we made it very directive. We know that many of you work full-time or you have children at home, and that's a full-time job. And so we literally have scripted, timed, and planned everything for you. And if all you do is take the steps that we ask you to take and follow through with the scripts that we give you, you're going to have massive success. Massive success. So I hope that you guys all jump in and ride the wave and paddle with us over the next 2 weeks as we make some massive recruitments and grow the entire Ramp Effect page tremendously over the next 2 weeks. And I can't wait after the next 2 weeks to hear about rank advancements and some of the milestones that you guys hit because you were engaged and because you gave it your all. That's it for me. Any other final comments from the leaders before we wrap up? All right, I'm going to remember to stop the recording and save it because I never do. I'm proud of myself. All right, guys, have a good evening. Bye-bye.